Lucky it didn't reach the house.
You know, there's going to be a lot more jobs at that factory in Milwaukee come June. I could put in a word.
You can't leave us, Henry. She needs us both.
Can you stop being a mama's boy for 1 second? I'm not trying to hurt you, but Jesus, you gotta live your own life sometime. That woman can take care of her own gut.
Oh, good evening. But brother has been killing brother since Cain and Abel. And even I didn't see that coming. I was as blindsided as poor old Henry down there. And apparently the authorities shared my naivete. In other words, they believed the young man's story, that Henry fell, hit his head on a stone, and died of smoke asphyxiation. On the other hand, if they hadn't believed him, Ed Gein would never have had the opportunity to commit those heinous crimes for which he became most famous. And we, of course, well, we wouldn't have our little movie, would we?
Yeah, everybody. It's me today. Doing what I do best yet again. It is Halloween Eve, and based on what Alfred Hitchcock was and what he did for the movie industry, no doubt, was him and him alone. But then there was also a good woman behind him. He was married to her for years, or 30 years as a matter of fact. And that was Alma Hitchcock. But, yeah, that, was a story in its own self, It is Halloween Eve, like I said. We've hung a few little decorations here and there. The pumpkin paid the price. Yeah, I just set it down and it smashed. So there went the jigsaw lantern. Ooh, what up, fella? Anyway, like I said, it's Halloween Eve. This is your humble narrator, Michael Doolin. Figure I'd examine the Hitchcock movie and the Hitchcock legacy. He created Psycho, after all. Well, no, it was written by someone else, but he made a movie of it, which was truly a landmark in its time, because, they didn't do murder scenes in the shower and stuff at that point. But, he was a trailblazer of sorts to do that, and to be the first of his kind to do that. And, well, they didn't even show toilets at that time. According to the movie, they found no need to actually film a toilet, much less flush a toilet. It was a little bit taboo for that time. So they went ahead and, he, against all odds, financed Psycho himself and, released it through Paramount. This has been known. He had taken some chances before with the movies Vertigo and Strangers on a Plane and North by Northwest, which was one of those spy thrillers. But sometimes I could actually identify with Alfred Hitchcock. I've talked about him a lot in some of my movies, and that he was the master of suspense. Hell, the other day I even went around calling Brenda Alma, and she called me Alfred, and we just go around like that, like those are our assumed names, right? But Halloween is coming. It is tomorrow. And I feel like that I'd have to shoot a movie in that honor, in that genre. Well, this is it, or this is one of them. I might shoot some more coinciding with the Hitchcock film. You know, it's one of my favorites. It's a good movie after all. You know, it ain't like the Batman movie I was talking about. You know, it's actually a drama circling around a thriller. You know, perhaps the greatest horror movie of all time. Well, arguably, because there's if you see horror movies in this day and time, you get more blood, you get more graphics, you get more extreme, you get it all. But back then, when you didn't have hardly any special effects, all you had was the camera and how you shoot it. He mapped it out in his head how he was going to do it, just based on the book Psycho. He based it off Ed Gein, and he made quite a movie at that time. But that perhaps is that's why they called him the Master of Suspense. And he also had a television show that he ran for a while, which was popular. And after Psycho, he had went on to shoot several other movies, forgettable ones. Well, The Birds was kind of a classic, but The Birds, this place is for the birds. But after that, he filmed a few others, and well, when he was accepting his Lifetime Achievement Award, he said, I owe my life like I owe my career to Alma, his wife. He was basically nothing without her. He basically, behind every great man, there's a woman sometimes. And well, Alma Hitchcock was that for him. And, he had a stellar career, and he didn't have any regrets, and he did it his own way, because he mapped out the movies entirely before he went ahead and shot them. And that being said, we're going to prepare ourselves for Halloween time. I already got my mask, I already got my fucking costume. I went by the school and filmed myself, got myself on camera, and well, we'll just have to see how it goes. Not doing anything special really today, but we'll just have to play things by ear. So that's a testament to you, Jeffrey, Mr. Bender, and all those others, the admirers I have for my videos. Yeah. All I have to do is say hello. You know who you are, and you keep me going and keep me up and doing this day in and day out, weekly, as long as I got good, fresh ideas. You keep coming back, you keep watching. So this one is about Alfred Hitchcock and the movie that I just watched, or read from Family Video, called Hitchcock. It's a love story of sorts, derived from, the life and career of Alfred Hitchcock, and his creation of the movie Psycho, with Norman Bates, with Janet Leigh, the whole famous shower scene, and, well, I even heard it at one point in the movie, is this some movie about some queer that kills people and dresses up like women? And he said it's about the reputation of Alfred Hitchcock. And You know, it was his next movie at that point. He had stellar success after the release of North by Northwest, and then came Psycho, a black and white horror movie of sorts. So, you know, he did know what he wanted to create, and he did it. And behind him was a very cagey, crafty woman that wrote the scripts for him, Hitchcock. You know, and had quite a career. He owed a lot to that woman. As a matter of fact, towards the end, he says one statement in there. He says, "You are by far the most beautiful woman I have ever seen." She said, "Why, Alfred, I have hear you say that for the 30 years we've been married." And then he went, "That's why, dear, why they call me the master of suspense." It was a good movie. But anyway, I might shoot more about it. I may not. I might call as done with this if I'm satisfied with it. Otherwise, I'll shoot another film, snippet of it, and then come out here and talk about it more. But until that time comes, we'll talk to you later. Sayonara, YouTube.